The Jewish Pavilion enhances the lives of residents in independent, assisted living, and skilled nursing facilities throughout Central Florida. Nancy Luden is here to tell us about this great opportunity. Now, Nancy, I wasn't familiar with the Jewish Pavilion, so, folks may think that is like a centralized place or building, but it's really something completely different. So tell us about this.
Thank you. In Orlando, we don't have a Jewish home for the aged. Many large cities do have a Jewish home for the aged. So the Jewish Pavilion is kind of like a Jewish community on wheels. And we go and we visit seniors in all of the facilities around town. So right now we go to about 70 different buildings that have at least one Jewish resident.
Gosh.
And the programs we provide are for all the residents. So if we're having a Hanukkah party so that that Jewish person can celebrate their heritage, then everyone in the building is included in the festivities. Yeah. And their family members come often as well.
Sure. Oh, that's wonderful. So it isn't just limited to someone of the Jewish faith.
No.
It's really a great opportunity, I'm sure, for everyone in whatever that particular area.
Well, we have to understand that the activities directors in the senior facilities are not familiar with our culture, and the chefs might not know how to make our foods. So we have to bring them our culture so that they can celebrate together. And of course, it's kind of like the Jewish person's having a birthday party, because the party wouldn't take place if that Jewish resident didn't live there. But as a result, everyone gets to celebrate together and enjoy the festivities together.
And I'm sure it's that whole sense of community that they may be really yearning for, because if they may be the only person of the Jewish faith, or maybe just a few folks, they can really share that with the whole community wherever they're living.
Exactly. So very few buildings have a significant Jewish population. The largest buildings have maybe 40 or 50, but many buildings have 3 or 4. And so that person would not get a chance to celebrate the Sabbath or celebrate Hanukkah or Passover or some of the holidays you haven't heard of. Like we have a holiday called Purim, which is like a festive Mardi Gras.
Oh my gosh, that's the
everyone
real
loves that holiday.
Right.
So that's a holiday that we get to add to their schedule, and it makes it really nice for them.
And so it also brings in that whole kind of educational aspect too. Maybe they've been away from their faith and kind of reminded them of the different celebrations, and then again educating the folks that they're living with.
Yes, and sometimes their family members come, and maybe the family members aren't of that faith anymore. So, for example, we had a Passover Seder where there were about 3 Jewish residents and 20 people. Many family members came. The children were not Jewish, the grandchildren were not Jewish, and the great-grandchildren were not being raised Jewish. But this Passover celebration was an opportunity for the family to celebrate together and to experience a piece of the grandmother's religion or the great-grandmother's religion.
Now, in addition to this, you also have a community helpline. So what's involved with that?
So we have a program called the Orlando Senior Help Desk, and anyone can call who needs assistance. They can need assistance with housing, health care, home health, elder care, law issues.
Gosh.
There's so many reasons people call, and they call us up to find out where we think would be a good place to live, what attorney do we think could handle their case the best, those kind of issues. And we get calls every single day for the Orlando Senior Help Desk. I often get calls for even estate sales. How do I get rid of the things in my mother's home? So all kinds of calls come into the help desk. I once got one for a mobile nail clinic. Somebody could come and do my mother's nails while she was at home. So they vary tremendously. Anyone can call, and they don't all call from Orlando. Many of the people who call are from outside of Orlando, but their loved one is in Orlando, and they need that assistance quickly.
Oh, that's a wonderful service, because as you mentioned, I mean, there are so many little details that, on a day-to-day basis we don't really think about, and yet that person is in the situation looking for a mobile nail person.
Well, everybody's independent until they're not. So what normally happens is mom is doing fantastic, and then she has a fall, and she's in the hospital, and she's going to rehab, and all of a sudden, all these issues that the family members have never thought about are in front of them, and they don't have the foggiest idea what the resources are in Orlando.
And of course, we always like to showcase the volunteers with your group, that they're really the lifeblood of any organization. So I'm sure you're always looking for volunteers.
We're always looking for volunteers, and one of the nicest things about our charity is that you can volunteer at any age. A mother can go with her young baby. A family can go together. It all varies. In fact, the way I got involved initially was my oldest son was 14, and he was in high school, and he needed a community service project.
Right.
So he and his close friend, who was Vietnamese, went to visit the seniors once a week on Friday afternoons. And it was really great for them because they were both involved with sports and the IB program, and they didn't have time to do certain volunteer things. But this is flexible. You can go on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever day you want to go, whatever
Right.
time is good for you.
And I'm sure the seniors loved it as well, having them volunteer and spend some time with them. So
They really enjoyed it.
everyone enjoys the food, the festivities, and the connecting with each other. So it's so nice to know there's an agency that brings this joy into long-term care facilities. Thanks so much. What a wonderful program.
Thank you. It's been fun talking with you, Carol.